Today we are going to take a look at how I would prep for a competition. So I've got a competition coming up this weekend. I'm going to do a competition with First Form with Chris Guillermo, Margo Alvarez, and a good friend Jarrett. So what has the past basically 4 to 6 weeks look like, or what would the past 4 to 6 weeks look like in prepping for a competition, and specifically what's it look like in this week leading up to the competition? What am I doing, right? So 4 to 6 weeks out, typically I'm going to have some kind of test weekend where I will mimic the loads, the volume, and the number of workouts in the weekend that I would see in the competition. I would also mimic the timing of the workouts in the competition. So sometimes you might only have an hour break in between events. Sometimes you might have a longer break where you need to take some rest time, maybe take a nap, get some food in you, those different kind of things. So I'm going to test those things before I actually approach them in the event itself, right? So that would be something I would do about 6 weeks out from a competition. From there, if we fast forward to kind of 2 weeks out, I'm starting to taper back my workouts. So the volume's going down. There's less super high intense workouts happening. A little bit more skill work, technique work, on the minute stuff, where there's scheduled rest in the workouts. And then once you get to 1 week out, now I'm really focusing on just warming up really well and staying sharp in the movements that I think are going to come for the weekend. So where we're at right now is just a couple days out from the event, and it's going to vary per person what they do. I'm a person who likes a little bit more rest heading into the weekend. I like to know that my body's prepped, it's feeling good, and I'm ready to go. I'm fresh mentally, I'm fresh physically, and I'm ready to really hit the workouts hard when it really matters. Some people can make the mistake of going too hard the week of your competition. Okay, at that point, even if you know the workouts, even if some stuff has been released and you start doing those workouts over and over and over and over again, all you're potentially doing is fatiguing yourself for the weekend, right? It takes at least 72 hours worth of recovery to really get your body in peak condition to where it's really ready to go for the competition. So beating yourself into the dirt the week of the competition, thinking that you're preparing for the events, is a really bad idea. Okay, if you haven't put in the work in the months before with your weaknesses or whatever you feel like you're not super good at, doing all those movements the week of the competition is not going to do you a whole lot of good. Okay, if anything, it's just going to backtrack you from where you actually want to be, right? It's actually going to take away from your fitness level at that time that you could show during that weekend. So don't spend the week of your competition going super hard, grinding away at all the things that you think you're bad at, or grinding away at one of the workouts that might have been released, right? Take that time to maybe strategize in your head, write some things down on paper, talk with a coach, talk with other athletes about how you should approach these different movements or workouts, but don't spend a whole lot of time beating your body down the week of the competition. So the warm-up and workout that I'm going to take you through today is basically what I'm going to do several days out from the competition. Okay, so this is kind of how I'm going to warm up, how I'm going to execute, and kind of what my goals are for the session. And usually it's only going to be one session per day to get the work in. So the first thing I'm going to do is take about an 8 to 10 minute bike, and I'm going to go 10 seconds hard at the top of each minute of that 8 to 10 minute bike. Why 8 to 10 minutes? That's just what I've found that's helped me warm up over the years. That's the amount of time that I need. At the top of every minute, I'm gonna do 10 seconds super hard, almost all out. And all I'm doing there is bringing my heart rate up, promoting some blood flow, and all those different things. When you push hard and get your heart rate up and get your body moving, is gonna put synovial fluid into the joints. It's gonna warm up a little bit of everything that your body needs in a way that's not gonna take away from you during the workout. Next thing I'm gonna do is take some time on a foam roller. So I'm gonna use 10 to 15 passes on the muscle groups that I want to warm up for the workout. And in this case, it's snatches and burpees are kind of the two things that I'm really focusing on in terms of movements that I need to warm up for. So I'm going to take some passes on my upper back, my arms, shoulders, pecs, everything to kind of open up my overhead position, and then as well as my quads, hamstrings, and calves down by my ankles, in order to make sure that I'm going to be able to achieve the proper range of motion and feel really good before I actually start doing any of the movements. After I'm done on the foam roller, I'm gonna do some dynamic movements. I know I've mentioned a whole bunch of times that I'm not a huge fan of static stretching before I work out. So I'm gonna focus on some motor recruitment patterns or some muscle recruitment in the movement that I'm actually gonna perform. So I'm gonna spend some time doing some air squats. I'm gonna spend some time doing some lunges. I'm gonna spend some time doing push-ups, burpees, anything that's a little bit that breaks down the movement before I add any weight to a barbell or anything like that. After I finish with some of those dynamic movements, I'm going to pick up a barbell. And usually my go-to for snatch warm-up or clean and jerk warm-up is going to be 5 high hang snatch, 5 hang snatch, and 5 full snatch from the mid-shin with just an empty barbell. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to practice my accuracy in where my footwork goes, the bar path, keeping the bar close to me, all those points of performance that I want to utilize in the workout to make myself more efficient. So for the actual workout on when I'm 2 to 3 days out from competition, I want to do something that's going to push me a little bit, but also is just focused on skill refinement and making sure that I'm moving properly in the movements that I pick for the day. So I've got, again, power snatches, burpees over the bar, and some assault bike calories. So I'm going to push hard through the reps in those or in this workout, but I'm not going to try to waste myself, right? This is going to be an on-the-minute workout. So in 1 minute, I'm going to do 7 power snatches. In another minute, I'm going to do 10 burpees over the bar. And in another minute, I'm going to do 15 calories on the assault bike. And I'm going to do this for 5 rounds or 15 minutes. But my actual working time is going to be about half that. It's probably going to be 6 to 7 minutes of actually working, because I'm going to focus on only working for 20 to 30 seconds of that minute and giving myself the other 30 seconds to rest. And again, I'm doing this because I want to push myself hard. I want to get in a good rhythm and do some skill refinement, but I don't want to waste myself. I don't want to bring my body down or drag it down before the competition. I just want to do the movements so that I can stay sharp, know that I'm confident, and know that I'm feeling good going into the weekend. Okay, even though I'm doing an on-the-minute workout, sometimes I will do the last round for time. Again, that's just to touch a little bit more intensity. It's just to get a little bit of skill refinement in there, and it's to make sure that I'm ready to go and feeling good heading into the weekend. So in this workout, what you're going to see me do is do the on-the-minute work. So I'm going to start on the minute, moving from the power snatches to the burpees, and then the assault bike calories, and then in the last portion of the workout, or the last basically 3 minutes, is going to be all in a row, or the last 3 movements are going to be all in a row for time, pretty much as fast as I can go. All right, got in exactly what I wanted to get in today. 7 power snatches on 1 minute, 10 burpees over the bar on the next, 15 calories on the assault bike on the next. So 3 minutes per round, 5 rounds of that. Was able to string the snatches together, make sure I was having a whole bunch of accuracy, being really good with my lifts, focusing on technique with my footwork as well as my arms, and then efficiency, jumping over the barbell for the burpees, and then a little bit more of a stimulus on going a little bit harder on those 15 calories on the assault bike. That got my heart rate up a little bit, put a little bit more fatigue into the legs, but not so much that like I'm gonna be trying to recover from this workout 2 days from now, right? So the whole point of this was just to stay sharp. Do some movements that I wanted to stay sharp with, some things that I think could come out this weekend. I feel like all of these movements are gonna be in there in one way or another. And so I'll do the same thing tomorrow, try to pick some movements that I think are gonna come out this weekend, stay sharp in them, know how I wanna approach them, know how they're feeling, feel out what's tight, what's not, what feels good, what doesn't, and work on those things on my way into the weekend. If you guys got any more questions about this stuff, throw it down in the comments. Remember to hit like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. We'll see you next time.